Hello and welcome back to the channel. If you're just tuning in part 1 of the series, we created a simple word counter app that could count words, characters and sentences. If you missed it, make sure to check it out. But today we are going to take things to the next level. We will be adding some new features including count lines, count characters without spaces, display the current line and column number. These are all super useful features that will make our app more efficient for anyone who needs to analyze text. So let's dive right in. So here is a quick recap of what we built in part 1. Our app currently allows the user to paste or type text and it shows a real-time count of words, characters and sentences. Let's break down what we are adding. First step, counting lines. This is simple but very important. Every time the user presses enter, we want to count the number of lines in the text area. Then we will count characters without spaces. This will give us a cleaner character count for situations where spaces are not relevant. Lastly, we'll add a real-time indicator of the current line and column number. Cool? Alright, with that plan in mind, let's get started. So the right section is already divided into 2 equal subsections. And we have already created the first half of the layout for word, character and sentence count. Now we will be implementing the second half of our layout. Just to save up some time of mine and yours, I'll copy this card layout and will place it in the second column of my columns layout. And let's change the text to lines as this will be used for counting the number of lines. So let's begin by declaring a local variable. I'll call it count lines and will initialize it with a split function. We need to monitor the text area and count the number of lines in the input, which can be done by splitting the text based on new line characters. So we can just simply split the text by the new line character and get the length of the resulting array. Cool? Here local text is going to be the text parameter and char of 10 is nothing but my separator. So we are using char of 10 as the delimiter for line breaks. Alright. Now let's go back to where we have placed the card layout for lines and we'll refer to this variable to get the length. Okay, I'll wrap it inside length function which will return me the length of the array. Okay, as this local variable is gonna hold a list of strings. Cool? And we'll also add a null check which checks if local text is null or empty. It should return 0 as the count because I want the count to be shown as 0 when local text is null or empty. Okay, now let's make sure the line count updates in real time as the user types. So if you take a look at this input area, at the moment there is only one line, and as soon as I insert a line break to my text, the line count gets updated to 2, which is correct. Now let's add the functionality to count characters without spaces. We will need a function that removes all spaces from the text and then counts the remaining characters. So I'll just change the text to characters without space. Okay. And to get the count of characters without space, I'll declare a local variable and call it local characters without space. And there is a function called strip width which will remove all spaces from the text, and you can specify a character or a list of characters to strip from the input string. Okay, I need to get rid of all spaces from this text and local text is going to be my text parameter. Then I need to specify empty quotes to strip from the input string. Just take a look at the value of this local variable characters without space. All the space has been stripped from the string. Now to get the length, we will use length function which returns the length in characters of the text. I am just wrapping it inside length function, and if I try testing it out, it throws me this error saying that a null parameter has been passed to this split function. So I'll add a null check for local count lines as well. If local text is null or empty, just do nothing. Else split the text by new lines. And the error is gone. Let me just input some text in this area and see what it returns as the count of characters without space. It returns a count as 10, which is correct. So I'll now refer to this variable to show the characters count without space. So this len function has counted the number of characters left after removing spaces. Lastly, we are going to add a feature that shows the current line and column number. Let's change the text to line, and to capture the current line, we can just get the length of local count lines, right? That will do. So this will basically show the line number of the last line and the columns of that last line. So I'm just wrapping the local count lines inside length function to get the line number, and also adding a null check over here to avoid any error. So it should show the count as 0 if local text is null or empty. So this part is done. Now to show the columns of that last line, beside this I will use another rich text item, and I don't want to make it appear one below another but side by side. So I'll just get rid of char of 10 and will add another rich text item to show the columns of that last line right below this. Just changing the text to columns, and here I will need another rich text item to show the count. So adding char of 10 between these rich text items to bring it down. Now to extract the last line, I'll declare a local variable and call it local columns, and will use reverse function. Since this local count lines holds a list of strings and I need to access the last one. So to access one, I need to use indexing, right? And if the local text is null or empty, it should show the count as 0, else just reverse the list and get the first element. And to extract the length, we will just use len function, and this will return the length in characters of the text. Just adding a null check before this hits this len function. If the local text is null or empty, show the column count as 0, else just get me the length. Here is how our app looks now. Now let's do some testing around this and see how it works. I am inserting some text in this input box. Hi, my name is Appian POC. I am 2 years old. How are you? So there are 13 words in total, 61 characters in total, 3 sentences, 2 lines, 49 characters without space, last line 2, and columns in that last line are 32. So it is working as expected. Now I wanna add a delete icon below this input area to clear the text input value when clicked. So for that, I'll first drag and drop a column in the first section of the main columns layout, and I'm just trying to place it right below this paragraph field. Now in the content parameter of my column layout, I'll use a bang rich text display field, and in the value parameter of my rich text display field, I'll use a bang rich text icon to show the icon. Okay, we'll set the color to negative as this is a delete icon. I need to align this to the extreme right, which I'm doing using align parameter, and will keep the size as medium. Now when this is clicked, it should clear the text input. So this rich text item has a link parameter, and to make it clickable, I will use abang dynamic link. Alright, now we'll use abang save, and we'll try to save the null value to local text. Target is going to be my local text, and null is something which I want to store on click of this icon. Okay, this will change the value of the variable called local text. Now you can see this has become clickable, and if this input area is null, I don't want this icon to be clickable. So for that, I will use an if condition. If the local text is null or empty, then just passing empty list to this link parameter, else if it is not null or empty, make it clickable with the help of dynamic link. Now let's just try to test this out. I have input some text, and as soon as I click this, it should clear the text, which is not happening. Looks like there is an issue. Let's dig in. There is something wrong with this abang dynamic link. I see it's not working because I haven't defined the parameter name. that is save into. Let me quickly do that, and we'll try to test this out again and see if it works. The text is gone, it has become null, and the count is 0 because the local text is null or empty. I have added a null check. And also, if you take a look at this icon, this is not clickable because this input area is null, right? That's it for today. Make sure to like this video if you found it helpful, and don't forget to subscribe for more tutorials like this. I'll see you guys in my next video. Cheers. Bye-bye.